Hello everyone, welcome to week 1 lecture videos once again. This is our last topic today, superannuation funds. The Australian superannuation industry forms an important part of the overall Australian financial sector, and it represented 22.6% of all the assets of financial institutions in Australia at June 2013. Superannuation industry is made up of two types of funds. One is managed fund, another is self-managed super funds. Superannuation funds manage funds saved throughout an employee's working life with an aim of providing employee with a retirement income. Contributions to superannuation funds are usually made by both the employees and their employers. Over the past 20 plus years, Australian governments have mandated minimum superannuation savings and in addition have encouraged voluntary national savings through superannuation. Some of you might know that in 1992, the Australian government introduced a superannuation guarantee charge on all employers. And according to that, employers are required to submit or deposit a proportion of employees' salary in the superannuation fund, and currently the rate is 9%. The encouragement of voluntary contribution through taxation incentive is aimed at increasing contributions to superannuation by both employers and employees. The result of these incentives has been a phenomenal growth in the superannuation industry. You can see two graphs here. The graph at the top of the slide is the total asset by fund types, and you can see that in general, Australia's superannuation system has grown strongly since 1997 to 2013. From 1997 to 2013, the total superannuation assets have increased fivefold from zero point 0.3 trillion to about 1.6 trillion. So in 1997, the assets of superannuation funds was only about 58% of the GDP, while it increased up to 106% of the GDP in 2013. This growth has been underpinned by strong investment earnings, but it also was also affected by GFC and also by compulsory superannuation guarantee contributions. And from panel B, we can see that a small fund, I'm talking about this one, a small fund has held the largest proportion of superannuation assets in 2013, ranging from about 11% in 1997 to about 32% in 2013. With regard to industry super funds, this one, its a share of the total assets have increased over the period, and it ended up about 15%, I'm sorry, about 20% in 2013. Corporate funds have continued to fall. If you look at this, corporate funds have continued to fall from 1997 to 2013, and in 2013 it held only about 4% of the superannuation market. And this is mainly attributed to the fact that many corporations are switching from in-house management to either private fund managers or more often to industry funds. The number of superannuation funds have grown markedly in the last 2 decades. In line with the distribution of assets by fund type that we have seen in the last slide, the growth in numbers has been in the self-managed superannuation system. For example, in this table, you can see while the total number of large fund has fallen from 3,748 to 325, there has been an explosion in small funds, which is essentially is made up by self-managed superannuation fund from 210,000 to about 512,000 over the period of 1997, over the period of June 2001 to June 2013. About the balance sheet, we see that the assets of superannuation funds have grown more than 5 times from 321 billion to 1,619 billion in 2013, despite the financial market volatility resulting from the GFC and the European debt crisis, which followed. Dollar investment returns were positive in all years since 2010. With regard to the regulation, APRA supervises regulated superannuation funds. Self-managed superannuation funds are supervised by the Australian Taxation Office in conjunction with ASIC. Approved deposit funds and pooled superannuation trusts are regulated under the Superannuation Industry Act 1993. Legislation provides APRA with various powers with respect to superannuation funds. These include the removal and appointment of trustees covering troubled superannuation funds. In supervising the industry, APRA places priority on robust governance and risk management practices. And last of all, just a few words about managed funds and unit trust. Managed funds and unit trust are financial institutions that pooled the financial resources of individuals and companies and invest in diversified portfolio of assets. So the main advantage these managed funds and unit trusts provide is for individual investors or individual businesses that they may not have expertise to invest in diversified portfolios. Managed funds and unit trusts allows the individual investors and businesses to invest in a very well diversified portfolio, at the same time reduces transaction cost. So that's the end of our discussion in this week. Thank you very much. If you have any question, please don't hesitate to send me emails with them. Thank you very much once again.